17 and 19, 17 to 19, right? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Sarasatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayasha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Tamadi Devam Karunanidhanam Tamalavarnam Suhitavataram Apara Samsara Samudra Setum Bhajamahe Bhagavata Swarupa Sutta Uvacha Yam Prabrajantamanupeta Krutyam Dvaipayano Virahakatara Ajuhava Putreti Tanmayataya Taravo Abhinedu Tam Sarvabhuta Hrudayam Munimanatosmi. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 49, Akrura's mission in Hastinapur. Text number 17, 18 and 19. Akrura, we will read the 19th. I will read out other verses. Akrurovacha Bobo Vaichitra Viryatvam Kanunam Kurunam Kirtivardhana Bratari Uparate Pandav Adunasanam Astita. Translation. Akrura said, O my dear son of Vichitravirya, O enhancer of the Kuru's glory, your brother Pandu having passed away, you have now assumed the royal throne. Purport. Akrura was speaking ironically, since the young sons of Pandu should actually have been occupying the throne. Upon the death of Pandu, they were too young to immediately govern and so were put in Dhritarashtra's care. But now sufficient time had passed and their legitimate rights should have been recognized. Dharmena palayan urvim praja silena ranjayan Vartamana samasveshu shreyaha kirtim avapsyasi. Translation. By religiously protecting the earth, delighting your subjects with your noble character, and treating all your relatives equally, you will surely achieve success and glory. Purport. Akrura told Dhritarashtra that even though he had usurped the throne, if he now ruled according to the principles of dharma and behaved properly, he could be successful. Display that 19th verse. We can Anyatha Tu Acharan Loke Garhitaha Yashyase Tamaha Tasmat Samatve Vartasva Pandaveshu Atmajeshu Cha. अन्यथा त्वा आचरन् लोके गर्हितो यास्यसे तमः तस्मात् समत्वे वर्तस्व पाण्डवेषु आत्मजेषु च अन्यथा त्वा आचरन् लोके गर्हितो यास्यसे तमः तस्मात् समत्वे वर्तस्व पाण्डवेषु आत्मजेषु च अन्यथा त्वा आचरन् लोके गर्हितो यास्यसे तमः तस्मात् समत्व वर्तस्व पांडवेषु आत्मजेषु च। बोलिए। बोलिए। माताजीस अन्यथा otherwise tu however acharan acting loke in this world garhitaha condemned yasyase you will attain tamaha darkness tasmat therefore samatve in equanimity vartasva remain situated pandaveshu towards the Pandavas Atmajeshu towards your sons. Cha end. Translation and purport by the disciples of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivinoda Swami Srila Prabhupada. If you act otherwise, however, people will condemn you in this world, and in the next life you will enter the darkness of hell. Remain equally disposed, therefore, towards Pandu's sons and your own. Purport. Dhritarashtra's whole problem was his excessive attachment to his nasty sons. That was the fatal flaw that caused his downfall. There was no lack of good advice from all sides, and Dhritarashtra even admitted that the advice was sound, but he could not follow it. One can have clear practical intelligence when the mind and heart are pure. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaurabhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Namah Pankajanabhaya Namah Pankajamalini Namah Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajangraye. Hare Krishna. So, in this part of Srimad Bhagavatam, for those people who are coming, who are not attending class regularly, Krishna sent Akrura for a mission, right? He wanted Akrura to convince Dhritarashtra Maharaj not to do injustice to the sons of Pandu. Always remember, Krishna gives all of us a chance before slapping us. Right? He wanted to give a chance to Dhritarashtra and his sons to reform themselves. Otherwise, he is going to take action. So this is the first step that he sent Akrura. Please, my dear uncle, Chachaji, go and convince Dhritarashtra not to do injustice. So here in this section, Akrura was advising Dhritarashtra Maharaj to follow dharma. So if you don't follow dharma, dharma rakshati. If you protect dharma, dharma will protect you. That is a famous saying. So you follow dharma, Raja dharma, Pitru dharma, right? Manushya dharma. You follow dharma. Otherwise, there are many instances where those who did not follow dharma, like Ravanasur, they were destroyed because they didn't follow dharma. So don't show Vedbhav, don't treat differently your sons and Pandu's sons. You treat them also like your sons. So don't do injustice. So he is warning. Akrura was warning. So it is very important to understand what is actually dharma. Right? In Ramayana it is mentioned. There are three words. Niti, dharma, satya. Right? What are they? Niti, dharma, satya. So what is Niti? Niti, if you follow Niti, you will be happy. Niti means morality. You will be happy in this life. If you follow dharma, you will be happy in the next life. One will be happy in the next life. If you are attached to Satyam, you will attain Krishna Prema. Right? Niti, Dharma, Satyam. So all three are required. So whatever dharmic activities we do, we perform, in this, we are actually earning happiness for our next life. Whatever dharmic activities we do, we don't get result in this life itself unless somebody is very great sage or a great devotee. Otherwise, the next life only we get result. That is why people say, Hare, we are going to the temple, we are doing so many vratas, we don't see any change in our life. No, you are earning for your next life. It's a savings bank account, fixed deposit, right, in the bank, like that. Prabhupada explains, first canto, 9th chapter, Bhishma Deva is passing away. What is this need? Prabhupada gives 9 principles for happy living in this world, right? First one is not to become angry. I will ask question, you remember? First one is not to become angry. Second one is not to tell lies, right? Third one is to forgive. Third one is to distribute the wealth equally. Fourth one is to forgive, right? Fifth one is to beget the children through one's proper wife, through proper method, right? Number 6, to remain pure in mind and hygienic body. Number 7, not to be inimical to others. Number 9, to take care of dependents, servants and other people. Right? What are they? 9. First one is not to become angry. Number 2, not to tell lies. Number 3, to distribute wealth equally. Number 4, forgive. Number 5, to beget children through dharmic ways. Number 6, to remain pure in mind and body. Number 7, not to be inimical to others. Number 8, take care of your dependents, servants and others. Prabhupada says, if somebody wants to call themselves civilized human beings, one should follow these principles. Right? Anybody remembers? Many times I have described in 7th canto, 15th chapter, Narad Muni gives advice. Right? Various, we have problem, lust, greed and anger. Adaksha, you remember? 7th canto, 15th chapter. Narad Muni gave principles, how to give up lust, how to give up anger. Right? Please, we should remember all these things and apply in our life. Otherwise, no use. Right? Simply hearing. Right? So Narad Muni says that by becoming determined, one can give up lust. One can give up anger by giving up envy. One can give up lobha by discussing about the disadvantages of accumulating unnecessary wealth. Kam, krodh, lobh, moha, illusion. Right? One can give up illusion by reading scriptures, by discussing about the soul. That is why it is said, if you read and understand 2nd chapter Bhagavad-gita, you can give up shoka and moha. Shoka and moha. And one can give up pride by serving mahat, great personalities. One can give up envy by giving up sense gratification. Right? Other day, they were conducting some Vaishnava Pra seminar and all. I told you, it's very simple. Right? Vaishnava Ninda. How to avoid Vaishnava Ninda? Very simple. Give up sense gratification. That means you give up envy. Right? If you give up envy, then you will not criticize anybody. Right? You will not criticize anybody. So that is, one can give up fear by discussing about the truth. Right? Truth. One can overcome the distress of Adhyatmika Klesha by practicing asana, yogasanas and pranayama. Adhyatmika Klesha. By one can give up Adi Bhautika Klesha by meditation. Right? By meditation. One can give up Adi Bhautika Adi Daivi Klesha by meditation, and then Adi Bhautik Klesha by tolerance and giving up envy. Giving up envy. Then by giving up Rajagun, by embracing Rajagun, one can give up Tamogun. By embracing Sattvagun, one can give up Rajagun. By being attached to the lotus feet of Krishna, one can give up Sattvagun also. Then Narada Muni says, we can give up all these things by surrendering to pure devotee like Srila Prabhupada. Right? So, in this regard, Prabhupada writes, one can give up anger by forgiving. Right? By forgiving. So many times I tell in my class, Prabhupada writes in Bhakti Rasama Sindhu that those who do shoka, shok and krodh, somebody has shok and krodh, means shoka means lamentation, krodh means anger. Somebody who has these two problems, Prabhupada writes, they will never get Krishna. Right? They will never get Krishna. So these are the so Prabhupada gave all these principles. So Prabhupada writes that one can one should not be angry unnecessarily. It is very dangerous. So one can give up all these avarice and all by giving up. Stop making plans. Stop making plans. One can give up anger by forgiving people. Right? So, then one should not accumulate money unnecessarily. Prabhupada writes, that all these politicians, previously the kings, they are known for their charities. Right? Their charities. Nowadays, politicians, they will never give any single paisa charity to the temples especially. Never. Not only that, they will steal. Prabhupada, that's why Prabhupada says, democracy means demon crazy. Every year, once, in 1977, Indira Gandhi was defeated, Mrs. Gandhi was defeated, and Mr. Morarji Desai was, elected as the Prime Minister. Then somebody asked Prabhupada, what is your opinion? Because Prabhupada went and met Mrs. Gandhi, So at that time emergency was on, and then he took there is a long list of to-dos and not to do, how to make Krishna conscious country. Prabhupada had some advice, Mrs. Gandhi, but she was so disturbed because of emergency, Prabhupada could not speak to her properly. Then Prabhupada was disgusted. Then later on she was defeated in the election. Then somebody asked Prabhupada, because people were very disturbed because of emergency. There were so many people were kept in the jail and so many atrocities were committed. Then somebody, Prabhupada, one disciple asked Prabhupada, what is your opinion, Mr. Morarji Desai was elected? Then Prabhupada asked, which stool is better, dry stool or wet stool? All stool, because those people have looted you and these people will loot you now. Right? The elections means what? Every 5 years, governments keep changing. They will loot. Then these people will. So, Prabhupada, we are giving a key to the thieves. The keys to the treasury of India, country, to the thieves. And then we are going to the thieves asking for protection. Why thieves will protect you, right? They came to loot you. So during Lord Ramchandra's reign, nobody was allowed to accumulate money more than the money that is required for the subsistence of life for only 3 years. Only 3 years. After that, the government will take away the wealth. Now people have, hundreds and thousands and lakhs of crores, and then 10 generations they can sit and eat. Right? Like that. Anyway, it's very important. So this is Niti. What is Dharma? So there are various levels of Dharma. Right? Krishna says in Bhagavad-gita, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyudhanam adharmasya tadatmanam sujamyaham. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge janma karma chame divyam evam yo vetti tattvataha tyaktva deham punarjanma naitimam etiso arjuna vitaraga bhayakroda manmaya mam upashyata bahavo jnana tapasa utamad bhavam agata ye yatha mam prapadyante tam sateva bhajamyaham mama vartman vartante manusya partha sarvasaha. All these verses, tuned, one mala. You have to understand all these verses. Anyway, many times I have explained these shlokas. I will not do it now. So, Krishna has come to establish dharma. Right? So, there are various kinds of dharmas. Dharma is nirapeksha. But according to the time, place and circumstance, according to the role you play, dharma changes. Dharma as a man, dharma as a husband, dharma as a son, dharma as a citizen, dharma as a king. They keep changing. They are different. There is not one like that. So Lord Ramchandra and Bhagavan Sri Krishna, they are known as Dharma Murti. They are personified dharmas. So they have come to establish dharma. So Prabhupada, according to Sri Vaishnava traditions, in order to understand Bhagavad-gita, two literatures we have to study very thoroughly. One is Ramayana, another is Prahlad Charitra. Right? Because Bhagavad-gita, starting from the verse Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogatan atmani evacha santushtas tasya prajna pratisthita, right, till the last verse of second chapter. 18 verses are there. They are describing who is a sthita prajna, who is a sthita prajna. So Bhagavan Lord Ramchandra, before teaching Bhagavad-gita, he came and then he showed how a sthita prajna will act, behave. And then Prahlad Maharaj also. Right? Like that. So Lord Ramchandra, he he showed how to follow dharma. And then he was very strict in following dharma, in toto, perfectly. Right? Perfectly. Just like when Kaikeyi asked Ramchandra to go to the forest for 14 years. Then Bharat should become king. So Ramchandra immediately agreed. Then he expressed grief that, my dear Mate, why you have to tell your father, my father? And then why is such a bad, sad situation he was in? You could have just told me, I would have gone. So when Ram, Lakshmana and Sita, when they came, some discussion was going on, and then Dasharatha Maharaj was expressing a lot of emotion and sentiment. So Kaikeyi, she wanted to pack them off very quickly, otherwise Rama will change his mind. Right? So Ramchandra told that I am not at all interested in sense pleasures or happiness in this world. My only concern is whether I am following dharma or not. whether I am following dharma or not. So Ramchandra followed dharma perfectly, and then he showed us how to be a king, how to be a husband, how to be a brother, how to be a citizen, everything. If somebody wants to know how to follow dharma, one should read Ramayana. Especially kings, they should know. Like many times I told this, right? In order to learn how to live in this world, one should read Mahabharata. Okay? Anybody knows? Then in order to learn how to lead in this world, one should read Ramayana. Right? In order to know how to leave this world, one should study Bhagavatam. Right? One should study Bhagavatam. So, after Ramchandra went to the forest, Bharat Maharaj and Shatrugna, they were sitting on the terrace of Kaikeyi Bhavan and discussing how this could happen like this. How can Ramchandra, who is personified Dharma, have to face this kind of problems in life? That he has to go to the forest. Because her condition was that he should wear Naravastra, and then put this hair as a jatha, and then he should not enter any city for 14 years. That was her condition. Like that. Then just imagine, Ramchandra, his lotus feet are so soft. How he could, walk, in the forest. Many times, sometimes I told this story. Why Krishna did not wear chappal, In Vrindavan, he never wear chappal. Because, that is one reason. Yeah. Yeah. He remembered when I was Ramchandra, they asked me to go to the forest at the age of 24. Till that time, I was living in the palace, wearing very nice shoes and all, and then walking on the makmal, cushions and all. So I didn't have problem. Suddenly, when they asked me to walk in the forest, I had so much problem. Right? Now, if you are accustomed already, right? Just like people like us living in Mumbai, we don't. I don't dare to go to either Andhra or Delhi or Vrindavan because it is so hot, right? But people live there because they are already accustomed to that heat. But for us, once I went to Vrindavan for 10 days, not even one day I could sleep. It was so hot. But people sleep there, right? So Krishna thought, if I practice right now itself, walking without chappal, kaun janta hai, in future if they ask me to go to some forest or something, then I will be ready. That is why Krishna did not wear chappal. So like that. So Shatrugna was asking Bharat that how could this happen? How can Ramchandra could not counter a woman? How can, by the influence of some woman, he had to go to the forest? Like that. So Bharata also was surprised that he never knew that, his mother was like that. Crooked. But meanwhile, one person came, they said, the reason behind Ramchandra going to the forest is that, crooked lady Manthara. See, she was there. So Manthara was rewarded very, profusely that her hunchback, was decorated with gold and flower garlands. She covered herself completely with gold. Shatrugna became very angry. Then he ran and caught hold of her hair and then dragged her. So this is the lady because of whom, Rama had to go to the forest. So we will kill her. We'll punish her. And then she started shouting, Kaikeyi, Kaikeyi, Kaikeyi. Then Kaikeyi came running. Said, what happened? What happened? Said, this, they were beating her up very badly. Mantra. Like that. So Kaikeyi begged Bharat that, it is not her fault. It is my fault. Please forgive her. Shaktuna said, no, we will not forgive this lady. We will punish her. Then Bharat said, no. Why? Because if Rama comes to know that we have killed her, he is observing. He is observing. Rama is observing our activities. If he comes to know that we have killed a woman, Bharat Maharaj says, if anybody who is not eligible to be killed in this world, he is woman. A woman should never be killed. Woman, child, cow and Brahmana, they should never be killed. So, if Rama comes to know that we both brothers killed a woman, the personality who is the victim of her ill actions, he did not take any action against her. Neither against Kaikeyi nor against Manthara. Otherwise, I would have killed my mother also. If not for Ramchandra, I would have killed both of them. But what to do? Ramchandra would not. Otherwise, Ramchandra would himself punish them, because he forgave them. If he do anything to them, Rama is observing. He will reject us. He will say, "You are no longer my brothers." Then we will be finished. So Acharya's comment in this regard, that those who know that Krishna is all pervading, Krishna is existing everywhere, they will not commit sin. Because suppose I committed a sin and then I go in front of Radharasbihari. How can I show my face to Radharasbihari? Right? So those who have forgotten that Krishna is there, Krishna is existing, those people only perform adharmic activities. Otherwise, Bharat is there. Bharat is saying, Rama is observing, Rama will reject me if I don't follow dharma. So that's how the level. Like later on, next day morning, he is saying, I will not become king and all that. Here, anyway, I will finish this. So Vasishtha Muni, he said, let us go to Ramchandra and bring him back. Bring him back. Because I did not ask. It is against the principles of Ikshvaku, Rajavamsha, Kula Dharma, that, younger brother, when elder brother is alive, younger brother becoming it is against Dharma. Right? So we will, but still, Vasishtha Muni wanted to test what is the, actual real intention of Bharat Maharaj. So next day morning, when he was sleeping, he sent Vandi Magat and all the chanters of Vedic mantras and singers, and then those who people praise the king, and like that. Once one senior devotee was telling, who was a president of temple, he said, I wish somebody would come and praise me and wake me up. Otherwise, as soon as we wake up, only criticism is heard. You are like this, you are like that, you are like that. Right? In the temple, that's what goes on, right? Right? In temples, we don't like each other. There is one poem written by one Sri Vaishnava. A Vaishnava likes only two people. Who are they? One who is in the picture. And then one who is a dead man. So otherwise we don't like each other, like that. So they came and started, beating drums and then blowing the conch and praising, chanting Vedic mantras, praising Bharat Maharaj, you are like this, you are like that. Then Bharat Maharaj became very, very angry. You rascals, why are you doing this? I am not the king. All these praises and all this conch shell blowing and all is meant for Ramchandra. I am his servant. I am his servant. So get lost. Right? Then Vasishtha Muni, when he came to know this, he was very pleased that actually he is following Dharma. He is not actually bluffing. Simply, there are many people who say, very highly dharmic principles, but in the private life, they will never follow. Right? In the case of Prabhupada, we see, sometimes, in the temple manager, so talking, somebody, they have to blaspheme somebody or criticize, then somebody recording, then they say, hey, put it on the pass. Later, we don't like, But Prabhupada, he was recorded 24 hours, Yeah. He was only speaking about Krishna. He never bothered. Right? That is dharma, dharmic personality, pure devotee. Right? No inside or out. Muh mein, Ram or bagal mein churi, something like that. Right? No pretensions. Right? Prabhupada was like that. One day, many times I told this. When Prabhupada was in New Vrindavan, Burijan Prabhu was given the responsibility to photograph Prabhupada all the time, all different moods and all. So there in New Vrindavan is a village, village place, village. So there, that time there were no toilets and all. Prabhupada was carrying, lota. Right? He was carrying lota to go to the toilet. Then Burijan Prabhu appeared. Said, Prabhupada, I was given the responsibility to click photographs of yours, during your stay. Prabhupada said, not now. Because he was going to toilet. Prabhupada, then Vasishtha Muni, he told to the people, the Sainiks and all, to bring Bharat Maharaj along with his mama, Yudhajit or somebody, right? Because, so Dashrath Maharaj, he was following dharma, but he was not following the truth. That is the problem. Because during the time of marriage, for many years he didn't get a child. He became old. When he wanted to marry Kaikeyi, who was very, very beautiful. So her father kept a condition that you are an old man. My daughter is very young lady. What is the use of, marrying a old man? What is the real advantage? That, okay, if you give me promise that the son born to Kaikeyi will become king. Right? Will become king. Then I will give. So, Maharaj Dashrath is anyway not fond of Kaushalya so much. And then he fell in love with Kaikeyi. Anyway, I became old. Abhi to bachcha nahi hoga. Right? Bachcha nahi hoga. Isliye he gave the word. But when Rama was born, Sarvam Ramamayam Jagat ho gaya uske. Rama. He has no other world. He became so much, he developed so much love of Rama that he could not stay even for a moment also without Ramchandra. Then Rama, Sugunabhi Rama, in Telugu we keep saying, Sugunabhi Rama means full of all good qualities. Then after seeing Ramchandra's great qualities and then comparing, not that he didn't have love for Bharat, he said, no, this personality should become the king. Because everybody is loving Rama so much, all the Praja. When Dashrath Maharaj announced that I am going to retire, I want Rama to become king. Then all the people who have assembled there in the Sabha, they have immediately, immediately announced, yes, we want Rama as our king. Then Dashrath was very disturbed. He thought that, kuch din, Rahona king, you're such a good king. He thought he would say. Then he said, am I such a bad king that, you just want to get rid of me? Immediately, I thought he would protest. You continue for some more time. He said, you have all good qualities, but you have only one bad quality. He said, what? You have such a wonderful son like Rama. That is your only bad qualification. Otherwise, what do you like Ram so much? That he is always crying. I said, what? What do you mean? I said, Rama is so nice to us that, when he would come and visit our houses, when he sees us in trouble or something, he would cry. So he's always crying. Anyway, that is, he thought, this is dharmic, to have a elder son. That can be seen later. Like that, he thought like that. But did Darshan Maharaj, he gave one more promise, to one more person. That once there was a drought in Ayodhya for 12 years. And then they have managed water, management was so nice that nobody came to know that for 12 years there was a drought. Enough water was there. They have enough, storage facilities, rainwater storage facilities they made. Enough, like that. But 13th year, then the Pandits, they came and warned that, my dear king, the very little water was left. Then Maharaj asked, what is the reason? Because Shani did Vakradrushti on Ayodhya. Rascal? Then he went to attack Shani planet. Dasharatha means he's a very great personality. In serials and all they say, very old man with always crying. No, he's a very great personality. Dasharatha means his chariot can run in 10 directions. He immediately attacked Shani planet. Shani is very powerful. He pushed him. At that time when Darshan Maharaj was in a free fall, this Jatayu came and protected him. Then what is the problem? Is the aisa. Then both of them attacked. Then Shani asked, why you are attacking me? Who are you? He said, aisa hai. Oh, aisa theek hai. Main barish bhej dunga. Then at that time, Darshan Maharaj had this habit of giving benedictions. He said, you are my friend, you have helped me. You want anything, you ask me. Then he said, whenever you have a son, give him to me. Give him to me. Darshan Maharaj said, देखते हैं अब तो हो ही नहीं रहा है बेटा हो ही नहीं रहा है क्या बोलने में क्या है दे देगा but actually when Rama was born how he could give such a prince jewel like son to some pakshi conveniently forgotten but Rama is completely attached to the truth, right? So on the day Darshan Maharaj could he sleep properly? All the entire Ayodhya was celebrating that Rama is going to become king. But Darshan Maharaj was very restless. Because that is why he did not invite Janak Maharaj for the coronation ceremony. He did not invite Kaikeyi Maharaj. Because they will ask how you are making, how Bharat is being left out like that. But Rama knows. Right? Rama knows. Anyway. Now, so it is not enough you follow dharma. We have to become attached to the truth. So that is the reason. Darshan Maharaj, he never told, don't go. Because he thought, I given promise. So how can I say? He was telling Rama that you imprisoned me and refused to go. Right? He is telling Rama to break principles, but he is not willing. Right? Whereas, Prabhupada commented about this, that whereas Vasudeva, he promised, right? He promised that all the sons who are not who are not giving fear to you, I will give them to you. And that is the meaning of that verse. Why? Vasudeva said, I will give all my sons to you. But did he follow? Huh? Did he follow? No. He said, why I should give such a beautiful son to rascal Kamsa? He was ready to break his principles for truth. For, what is this? Mundane moral principles for being attached to the absolute truth. Krishna is the absolute truth. So when we are actually serving Krishna, right? When we are serving Krishna, sometimes, like we have seen, in the case of Sanatana Goswami, sometimes, we can give less importance to dharma because serving Krishna and pure devotee is more important than following mundane dharma. Right? So that decision we cannot take. It will be, should be given by the Acharya like Srila Prabhupada. One of our senior devotees was telling me that he was a chore actually. He was a chore. Then somehow he came to Prabhupada and Prabhupada made him a devotee. Right? Now, ISKCON has become like, a Hindu organization, moral principles and all. But during, like Gargamuni Prabhu was telling that once one person came, he was insane. He was going and telling all the devotees bad words and all that. He was high on drugs all the time. And he was creating a lot of nuisance. He coming to the temple and giving garlish to the devotees. He asked Prabhupada, Gargamuni Prabhu went and asked Prabhupada, what should I do? Prabhupada said, don't allow him to go on Sankirtan with other devotees. Lock him up and make him chant Hare Krishna. And then give him lot of prasad. Give him lot of prasad. So Gargamuni Prabhu locked him up in the room. And then he made a chant Hare Krishna, chant. So he was continuously chanting Hare Krishna. Then whenever he would stop chanting, he would give him a plate of nice Mahaprasad. Then he would eat. Then he would sometimes, Gargamuni Prabhu, that time he was packing agarbattis and all that. So he would, make him also pack agarbattis. Chant Hare Krishna, give him lot of prasad, and then make him do service. Then after few days he became sane. What is the name of that devotee? Jayatirtha. Prabhupada told that Jayatirtha is the most excellent manager in ISKCON temples, of all ISKCON temples. And Yamuna Mataji also was saying that he is a very nice person. Of course, he had a problem after that. That is another thing. But Yamuna Mataji wrote in her book, he was very understanding and he was a very good manager and very sympathetic, very nice. But that was the standard, all crazy and lazy, everybody, crazy people, they would come and they would become devotees. Like, Prabhupada was, once he was giving lecture, then one hippie came, he's high on drugs. Then he was saying, I am God, I am God, what are you? I am God. Like that he was like. Prabhupada asked him, do you follow traffic rules? When the green light comes, would you stop? He said, yes. Then Prabhupada said, you are not God. You are a dog. Why? Because you are afraid. You're God, God means what? Supreme controller, right? Why you would stop at traffic junction rules? There are many crazy people, they would come and disturb Prabhupada. One day one person came. Can you see God? Can you see God? Prabhupada said, sit down. You are blocking my way. You're blocking my sight. Sit down. Once, Prabhupada told Gargamuni Prabhu that Gargamuni Prabhu asked Prabhupada. Prabhupada gave lectures on first canto, second chapter. Then Gargamuni Prabhu asked Prabhupada, how can I please you? Then Prabhupada laughed. I will tell you later. I'll tell you. Then Prabhupada told, why are you thinking that I am not pleased? Then Gargamuni Prabhu said, I don't know whether you are pleased or not. Then Prabhupada asked, but why are you thinking that I am not pleased? Then Gargamuni Prabhu said, because by acting badly, we are causing so much anxiety to you. Because we are not able to follow your principles. Prabhupada said, Prabhupada said, that is why I am pleased with you. Because you are causing anxiety to me, that's why I am pleased with you. That's why? Because I have given up, I have given up my children, real children and all. I accepted all of you. And then I am accepting all your anxieties and all. That anxiety is given by you and all that. So that is why I am pleased with you. So one day Prabhupada told that in 1940, actually I told my god brother that we should have Sankirtan parties, bus. One bus for utilities, another bus for carrying devotees. So Gargamuni Prabhu went to Germany to purchase Mercedes-Benz vans, trucks. He paid cash, he went to Germany, Prabhupada sent him to America, so he was very expert making devotees and all. He made some 20 devotees and then he wanted to tour all over India and distribute books and have, kirtan parties, kirtans, and then show films about ISKCON and all that. He made 20 devotees. Then Prabhupada, in 1966, he was having problem, staying in a very poor house, paying rent, $400. $400. So, when Brahmananda Prabhu got a job, Prabhupada was very ecstatic. Brahmananda Prabhu went and asked Prabhupada, I have got a job. Prabhupada eyes became very wide. Yeah, you got a job? You got a job? Because everybody is a hippie. And then somehow Prabhupada is maintaining. And then Prabhupada said, after Brahmananda got job, my financial problems are solved. Because $200 they were paying rent for that house, 26 2nd Avenue, that house. $200 for Bhoga, Prasadam and all. So Brahmananda Prabhu was asking whether I should join the temple or, why? Prabhupada said, why? You should work. But I will become entangled. No, you work and then you give that money to Krishna. Yeah? Vai sarvani karmani sanyasya adhyatma chetasa nirase nirmamo bhutva yudyasvegata jara. But how can I give it to Krishna? Then Prabhupada said, you give it to me, I will give it to Krishna. Right? So that time, all the disciples whatever they are earning, they are giving it to Prabhupada. Whatever inheritance they got, they were giving it to Prabhupada. That's it, full surrender. Abhi 1%. Then I tell my students, at least give 10%, 50%. Prabhupada told, give 50%. Prabhupada disciples, they were giving 100%. Abhi I tell at least give 5% or 10%, not that, all the money will go to your stomach. Anyway, and then, 1975, 76, they purchased 13-story building, for $300,000. You know why? Because that was a mental clinic. And all the doors are made with iron. And devotees, nobody was purchasing that building because everybody was thinking it was haunted by ghosts. Prabhupada said, take it. Take it. Prabhupada, when he saw, he was very happy. He said, you can bury me in this place. Bury me in this place. Then people, when devotees were sleeping, they were hearing all kinds of sounds, noises and all. They were very afraid. They went to Prabhupada. Prabhupada, what should do? Said, you do kirtan, do arati, and throw that water on all the rooms. Then they will go away. All the ghosts will go away. So Gargamuni Prabhu collected money, stayed there in that building. Then he went to Germany. What he did, he purchased blue and white vans. That is the color of police jeeps in India. And then he installed, sirens. Somebody told him that you keep alcohol bottles and cigarette, Marlboro, whatever. क्या है cigarette company? Huh? Huh? You used to smoke? General Marlboro cigarette packets they were carrying. He said, they were going through. So when they reached Turkey, so these boys, they were trained, to throw stones on the trucks, and when the truck stopped, they would collect money. And then these boys, they didn't. That's why all the trucks they had bills and all. But these people didn't know. So then they were, they were throwing. Then they put the siren on. Then all the boys they thought, some police jeep. That's why they let it go. Then they went to Iran. Iran was a Muslim country, right? And then in one place they were stopping them, here and there, and then he would give a liquor bottle and a packet of cigarette. America, #1 country. Because that time, liquor, imported liquor means, it's a big thing, American liquor. So then he went to, there was a huge line in Afghanistan. He says that Afghanistan is a very impious country, everywhere, then there's a huge line, Then he had a photograph of Gurudas Prabhu with Mrs. Gandhi. Mrs. Gandhi. Then he said, see, I am a friend of Mrs. Gandhi. All the utilities, they purchased all, mic systems. So many things are loaded in that vans. They said, we are taking, ambulance. This is ambulance. We are, helping out poor people. So so let us go through. And then he gave him one bottle of liquor and cigarette packet. Go through, go, like that. Then they were checking, at the border. Said, we are, America passport. He showed America passport. And he said, don't check, all these things. Then he gave a carton of cigarette packets and then liquor bottles. So somebody may ask, we are against this, principles. How can he, how can he give, liquor and cigarettes, right? It's against the principle. But it is a higher dharma. He is doing, something higher, because he promised Prabhupada that, I will bring these vans to Mayapur when you are there during the festival. Somehow or other, he went to Pakistan, all these Muslims, all thieves and all, but somehow or other, by distributing liquor bottles and cigarette packets, he went through all, then using that siren, like that. And then he came to, then there was a huge kirtan, there was a huge kirtan when the buses have arrived. Buses have arrived. And then Prabhupada was there. Then he put on the kurta and immediately came running. Said, Jai, Jai, Jai. Prabhupada was very ecstatic, seeing the vans, Mercedes-Benz vans, all police vans, like that. Then Prabhupada sat in the front seat and said, I will also travel with you. Like that. So Bhima Prabhu also is one of the members of this. They were going to the libraries because the books were rotting in the godown. They were not able to sell the books, like that. So they were going to the libraries, loading these books and going to all the libraries. Each and every library, they were ordering 3-4 sets and all. Then within no time, all the books in the go down were emptied. Otherwise, they were attracting insects, right? So it all of course. Anyway, I got sidetracked. But you have to do this sometimes these adharmic activities to please Prabhupada, not to sometimes Prabhupada has to accept. Otherwise, on our own. I'll give you 2 examples. One, that chore was there. He saw, he saw the photograph of, expensive watch of Prabhupada, and then he came to steal, and then he became a devotee. Anyway, I got sidetracked. Then he was actually smuggling goods. That time, smuggling goods. Then in Los Angeles airport, he was almost caught. When Prabhupada came to know, at the time Prabhupada was there. Prabhupada was there. Prabhupada started, crying. He said, why were you doing it? If you are caught, how much bad name ISKCON will get. ISKCON will get. Then he told him not to steal and all that. Not to do smuggling and all. Earn money honestly. Like that. Then after some time again he didn't listen. Again he was almost caught. Then Prabhupada chastised him, saying that okay, because that time ISKCON needed so much money and all. So somehow or other they wanted to accumulate money. But Prabhupada told, okay, if you want to do it, do it. But I will not take the karma. I will not take the karma. You have to suffer your own karma of doing smuggling and all. Right? So there are some like Kirtananda and all, they were doing, this illegal business of, stealing copyright, to collect money, selling drugs. So Prabhupada did not save them, save him. So he had to go to jail. US government caught him. So, of course, attachment to the truth is very important, but we should always follow dharma. We should always follow dharma. Otherwise, Krishna will not accept unless it is. Sometimes they quote Tirumangai Alvar. I think Tirumangai Alvar, he was stealing and building that. But we should not do all those things because he is Nitya Suri. He is an eternal associate of the Lord. So they can do all those things. But unless we get permission, sanction from the pure devotee, Srila Prabhupada, we should not do all these illegal activities. Right? As much as possible. Like that. So sometimes they criticize Krishna that he is stealing, he is dancing with other men's wives. Right? But actually, how can he do that? Because he himself was saying that, I came here to establish religious principles. Right? Establish religious principles. Then why would he do such a thing which is against any religious principle? So, is it possible for Krishna to steal? Huh? What is stealing? Huh? What is stealing? Taking somebody's property, belongings without their permission. Right? Krishna says in Bhagavad-gita 7th chapter, Bhumi Rapo Analavayu Kamano Buddhi Revacha Ahankaram Itiyame Bina Prakriti Astada Apareyam Itastvanyam Prakritim Vidyame Param Jiva Bhuta Mahabaho Yayedam Darayate Jagat. So Prabhupada says that both material elements and Atmas, they belong to Krishna. So please hear this very carefully. Whenever we say that I don't belong to Krishna, I myself, on my own, you are the biggest thief. Because I belong to Krishna, but I am declaring myself as a independent. Whenever, that is why Prabhupada writes in 10th canto Bhagavatam, that one who has Dehatma Buddhi, he is committing crores of more times sin than a Gohantaka. When we are in bodily concept of life, we are most sinful. Because we are thinking Krishna's property as our property. Right? So how can Krishna steal? Then why Krishna is stealing butter? Huh? Right? Why Krishna is stealing butter? Right. So when Krishna went to as Shantiduta to Hastinapur, Duryodhan said, Krishna likes when Makan, so I will arrange pots of Makan. Then I will, because he was very fond of Rasa dance, I will arrange very beautiful girls. Then I will feed him very nice, food and all that. Then Vidura said, you are a fool. He is not pleased. In a kumbha, in a pot full of water, you go in front of him and wash his feet and ask him Kushala Prashna, that how are you and all. He'll be very pleased. He will not be pleased with all these things. But still, Duryodhan arranged a very nice feast for him. Paneer and halwa and all that. So Krishna said, I am not eating in your house. So Duryodhan asked, you are my guest, you are insulting Atideya, host, I am requesting you to come. Then Krishna said, only under two circumstances one will eat in somebody's house. Number one, when somebody is hungry. Number two, Atideya is very dear to that person. If you love that host, you will eat in that person's house. So I said, I am neither hungry nor I love you. So where is the question of eating in your house? Duryodhan said, Keshav, we are actually, you came to have, truths and all that. Let us have some, good understanding. Eat in my house. What is the problem? Just, I can't eat in your house because I am, Shanti Duta, I am the messenger of Pandavas. Then Duryodhan said, you are mine also. You are mine also. Said, why? Because, we both are Sandhin. Duryodhan's daughter is married to Krishna's son. Like that, we are related also. So you belong to me? No, if I really belong to you, if you think that I am really belong to you, then when in Dwaraka, when there is a discussion between, Arjuna, when, then Arjuna, when Arjuna asked you, when Arjuna asked that, I should go with him. So you are very happy? No, Duryodhan said, if Arjuna has taken you, how will I take you? Said, no, you should have fought. Because you are very happy. Like that. Then Krishna told that don't think that I am supporting Pandavas because they are my cousins. Yudhishthira Maharaj is my cousin brother. No, I am supporting Yudhishthira Maharaj because he is following Dharma. I am a Dharma Pakshi. I follow, those who follow Dharma, I am with them. Because they are following Dharma, I am with them. Because you are not following Dharma, I am not. Then one Shiva Vaishnava Acharya, they say, Bhishma Dev invited him, it seems. Please take my lunch in my home. He said, no. The Dronacharya invited him, it seems. Please take lunch in my house. He said, no. Then he said, Vidura, I will take lunch in Vidura's house. So they comment that Bhishma Dev, Duryodhan had a Dhanamadam. Because he's thinking, I am very rich, Kuru king and all. Then Bhishma Dev had a Vijnanamadam, means he was thinking, there is nobody who knows more than me, so much knowledge. Dronacharya had, Yeah, Abhijatya Madam means he is very proud that I belong to a very higher caste, very high caste, Brahmana. But Vidura, he was a very Sudra, they call him Sudra, but he had so much love. Yeah, he had so much love. That is why Krishna went to eat in Vidura's house. So why Krishna is going to Gopis' houses? Because when the Gopis were churning the butter, with their mouth they were singing glories of Krishna. With their mind they were thinking about Krishna. And their body is engaged in Krishna service. Manasa vacha karmana. That is why that the sound of churning the butter is reaching even Vaikuntha planets. You know? And the butter that is coming out, the little bit of drops, they fell on Anantasesh in Vaikuntha. Then Anantasesh became ecstatic. The sound of this churning rod, is making all the three worlds auspicious. Because those churning rods are touched by the hands of pure devotees, gopis. Because that butter is made with so much love, that is why Krishna is going to there to steal, the butter. So like that. So Krishna is not dancing with other men's wives, because Prabhupada said every woman belongs to Krishna only. If you think that she is my wife, you are immoral. Not that Krishna is immoral. Right? So we have to understand, Krishna never broke any religious principles. Janma karma chame divyam, evam yo veti tatvataha, tyaktva deham punarjanma, naitimam etiso Arjuna. So that is why Vidura, Akrura was telling that you follow dharma, otherwise you will be ruined. So he did not listen. So later on, after a few years, they were ruined. Right? So we should understand, as devotees, we should not think that we are free from following dharma. We should follow our dharma, whatever our dharma. Right? Otherwise, we will not get Krishna prema. Then there will be hindrance in progress of spiritual life. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Any questions, comments? Okay. Grandha Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Gaur Premanande.